All right, joined here by UCLA linebacker Steve Sloan. Steve, talk about kind of getting the position back and you know.
I mean, it feels good. I mean, right now, Zomal and I are both competing for it, though. So, I mean, it's always competition everywhere on like the field and everything. So, I don't know, just got to keep working and see how it ends up.
Do you feel like you thrive on that competition? Is that something that you accept and enjoy?
I mean, yeah, I love competing for everything. I mean, it's always great. And I don't know, it makes you kind of a better player that way.
Yeah. Talk about the responsibility that you have at middle linebacker and how important it is to keep things together and keep things consistent there.
It's a really tough position, especially mentally. You have to basically put everybody on the same page every time, and all the checks, motion, adjustments, everything, you basically have to be responsible for and make sure everyone else is on it.
Would you call it more mental or more physical?
I would say it's more mental than physical, but I mean, it still is really physical being in the box every play.
We got David Carter dancing in the background. You know, Steve, talk about you had an injury a few weeks ago. Talk about how not the rehab, but just coming back from that has been.
Yeah, it's all right. It's painful, and playing on it's somewhat painful, but I mean.
Knee, right?
Yeah.
Knee deal.
Right knee. So basically, just trying to just finish out the season on it. So.
You know, when you have an injury like that, something that's nagging, there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. You know that. Football players know that. Does it almost kind of play games with you sometimes mentally, just, how far you can go, how much pain that you can kind of withstand and all that?
It does, especially after I would say the first few days, but after that, I mean, I kind of pushed as hard as I wanted to push it. Now I feel, it nags and everything, especially after practice, but during practice it feels fine.
Yeah, last year Reggie Carter dealt with some knee issues, and they were lingering. They hampered him for 6, 7, 8 weeks, whatever it was. How important is it to you to, come out here and maybe not be 100%, but be able to get the job done, kind of like he did last year, and just kind of push through it?
Right, I mean, I think it is really important, especially at a position like us. We're really thin. We're out right now. It's almost really young, so it's kind of. We just got to fight through that for the team. So,
at this point, Steve, you guys are 3-4, 3 bad losses, a couple big wins, and all that kind of stuff. I've asked other guys this. Talk about the idea of not getting too high, not getting too low, and just sort of looking at it as now at this point, kind of a 5-game season in a way.
Yeah, it's basically we just got to keep competing and keep working. Especially as this program, we're trying to build it up to become Pac-10 champion. So. It's just not just going to come to us. We have to keep working. So every day we just have to keep coming out here and basically playing as hard as we can and continue improving and competing and become a better overall program.
Last thing for you, Steve, you play Oregon, and that to me in a way is an offense that it's almost like you're not going to see it again until next year, just because the way they run things.
Yeah.
Going from that kind of offense, not only the speed on the field but the tempo and the pace and everything, to the Arizona offense. After that Cal game, does it almost look like that 1 week was kind of the outlier? That can't really.
No, I think Arizona still runs similar plays to Oregon.
Okay.
But they also run a lot more 2-back stuff instead of basically 1-back like Oregon does.
Yep.
They have 2 great running backs that they play at the same time also. So they kind of have they have matchups against us also, and so both those hard runners, especially 2, and they have a good tight end. It's still gonna be a tough game. They're physical, so.
There are no weeks off in the Pac-10, huh?
There are not.
Good stuff, man. Steve Sloan, UCLA linebacker. Thanks, man.